cauldron was cold, but the horsemen rekindled its fire, and in the hearts of the makers an ember of hope was born. Hope for life, and for what lies beneath the earth.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Bearded Kai, and we're here for episode 3 of Darksiders. In the last episode, we got about halfway through the second dungeon, the trench. If you're just joining us, I definitely suggest go back and watch the previous 2 episodes. We do not have the cauldron for those that are just joining us. Unfortunately, I lost that recording. And that will be the last time I mention it, because I think I've mentioned it every video so far. One cool thing about this game is if you are in the middle of a dungeon and you need to go back and get potions, or you want to go buy weapons or anything, you can fast travel to a merchant, and it leaves a waypoint in the dungeon. As you can see from where we left off in the last video, we were in front of this door. I had fast traveled back to town to go sell some of the armor and stuff that we're not using, and I can travel right back to where we left off, and we can continue on our adventure and figuring out what is going on in the trench and how we fix it. We are trying to get water going to the forge for the makers. The cauldron dungeon, you get the lava traveling back to them so they can run their forge. Now you need the water. The water and lava in this area have a special property for their forge, which makes their armor and weapons unique. And lo and behold, we have another puzzle. Darksiders is definitely full of puzzles. They definitely like their puzzles. I'm not gonna complain though, because I do love this aspect of the game. It makes you stop and think. If not, it'd just be, regular hack and slash, just running through and killing everything. But, which, I mean, isn't a bad type of game, but I like a little bit of a test of intelligence and ingenuity. And right there I realized, oh, I'm not supposed to go all the way to the top of this. See, I hit X there, but I think I hit it too late, and I didn't do the jump to the next wall. That, unfortunately, is one thing I've noticed, is if your timing is not, like, absolutely perfect, you're not going to do what you wanted to do. I also want to point out that you get a lot of gear drop in this game. That's one thing that other games have had a lot of difficulty in, is how often their gear drops. Sometimes it drops a lot, and it's like too much. And then other games, it's like it doesn't drop often enough, and then you're like just screwed on not getting gear that you need to be able to contend and be able to progress. So you're stuck grinding for hours upon hours trying to get geared up for the next place. I think Darksiders 2 has a very good balance on that. I mean, it might be a little too much, like kind of bordering too often, because like right here I just got another piece of gear. But the quality of gear isn't always like great or really strong, so it's not to the point where it's like ridiculously broken. And that's just my opinion. Some people like the not a lot of drops. Some people like having a bunch of drops. Personally, I like an in-between. Now this puzzle took me a minute because I had to figure out how to get up to that exploding bomb up there. And they like to hide pathways behind certain things, so if you don't like look around it, you're not gonna see it. Because when I was walking down, I didn't see those over there. There's something else I thought needed to be broken, but I don't think there was. I'm not sure why I climbed back up here though. To grab another one? Why was I grabbing another one? I don't remember. Oh, because I thought maybe I could break these, which there was no point, or I could throw that far enough to get over there, but I couldn't. And you can't climb with those. And you can't pick them back up after you throw them, which really sucks. Because that's what I was thinking here, is I'd throw it up there, and then run all around this thing, and pick up the bomb, which you can't do. Once you throw it, it is stuck. And I don't remember if we get that unlocked later or not. But if I remember, I do try to get over there with one of these and see if I can get stuck up there. No, maybe not. Maybe I try to use it to get this up here. Oh, you know what? It did say I could pick that up again, so I don't know why I couldn't pick up the other one. That's kind of weird. But here we find out that we can actually launch these with an ability. Those Reaper arms that Reaper uses to open the chest. You can charge them up with, I think it was L2, and launch the spheres. Again, I'm trying to say spears. Two very close words, and I get them mixed up sometimes. And that is part of the puzzle. And I realize that the idea I had about moving that sphere, Jesus, keep doing that. The idea I had of moving the sphere up the incline would work here for the elevator. And up we go. Simple puzzle, just takes a little bit of thinking. Sometimes the old noggin is needed. With war, there was no thought needed, you just needed to beat on things. Which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. The combat in this game is definitely, I think, probably the better of the 3 games. The 4th game is a top-down style game, so I'm not going to comment on that because I most definitely have not played that one. I don't own that one. And the only top-down game I've ever played was Diablo. Diablo was a great game, even top-down. Top-down isn't exactly my favorite camera angle. I prefer either third-person or first-person. So a top-down Darksiders game should be interesting. I do plan on eventually picking it up and doing a gameplay of that as well. I don't know if that will be after Darksiders 3. I definitely want to do Jedi Fallen Order, and one of the Batman Arkham City games. That being said, though, I'm not sure which order I'm going to do those in. I'm thinking we do Darksiders 2 and Darksiders 3. And then I might do Fallen Order. And then maybe we might just go ahead and do the Batman game. Take a break from Darksiders for a little while because these are pretty lengthy games, so they are going to take a little bit. And here we have another puzzle, so that bit of corruption crystal I think we were seeing was this here. So we've got to find a way to break it. Luckily there's a bomb pod right there. So it's just a matter of, once again, using the nugget and looking around. There are going to be times that you're going to be moving so fast in this game and you just want to keep going, but you've actually got to slow down and look around. So now, that's the second part of this dungeon here. We've got both streams of water flowing, I do believe, at this point. So once we get down here, obviously, try to look around, see if we can find any more boxes, because boxes are always good. But not spending too much time on it at the same time. So if you notice, now we are back where we started off. Or, well, not so much where we started off, but where we started off for this second half here.
Show me the way.
And once again, dust. He does come in handy occasionally. Shows you which way you've got to go. Sometimes. Doesn't necessarily show you what you have to do to get there, but he does show you the path that you're supposed to be taking. One thing I am grateful for, though, is as of right now, I have not had any underwater combat. One thing I have a serious distaste for in any video game is having to fight underwater. Not Dark Souls. Devil May Cry 2, if I remember right, has underwater combat, and I was not a fan. Eventually, I would like to do the entire Devil May Cry series as well, because those were games that I used to play when I was younger, and they have remastered versions, and I have Devil May Cry 5 and 4, I think. Okay, sorry about that. Stepson and his friend were coming through, and I didn't want a bunch of background noise coming across the video. But anyway, where was I? Oh yes, Devil May Cry. I have Devil May Cry 5 and I do believe 4 Special Edition on both, and the high definition remakes for 1 through 3 I believe come in Special Edition as well. So if that's something people are interested in, definitely let me know in the comments, because those are some of my favorite games. I would definitely be down to do a playthrough series on those. I don't think I've played the 1 through 3 in a very long time. 5 I played more recently, within the last 5 months, I think. It's definitely a great story. I like those games quite a bit. Not everybody's cup of tea, though. But I'm not here to please everybody either. Now, we've got the water flowing, and I can't figure out where we're supposed to go next. If you remember when we first got here in the previous video, we went into that first room that looked like there was a tunnel that we couldn't reach. Well, that is where we need to head next, I do believe.
See what you can find.
I keep calling Dust to point me in the right direction, and he kept going in weird spots. And unfortunately, he does that sometimes. Like, he doesn't always show you exactly where you need to go. And here we are. You notice the room is now filled with water, and we can get across. Excuse me, it wasn't a tunnel, it was a door. But either way. And generally when a door locks behind you, it means that you're in for one hell of a puzzle or one hell of a fight. In this case, I do believe, is one hell of a fight. And it's not, I do believe, I know. This is the boss of this dungeon. I didn't know that at the time. I thought I was supposed to like ramp that ball off of what I thought was just a tree into the circle up there. Definitely not the case. So with this boss, what you want to do is each time one of these drops, you want to throw it into the boss. And he has ads. And he spawns one every time you knock him over. There I was having a little bit of an issue with the joysticks and the targeting system. I kept targeting but hitting my joystick to turn my camera, and it kept targeting somebody else. And this boss is a little bit of a pain. He does not take any damage unless he is flipped over, which I now realize. And if those balls sit too long, they spawn him down. You break them on the boss, they spawn him down. That move that he does, that slam, when he slams into the ground, you cannot dodge through it. You have to jump it. I kept trying to dodge through it. If you jump in the air though, it shouldn't hit you. As you can see, this particular enemy has a bunch of resistance. He is quite tanky. A lot of your bosses, your big bosses, are very tanky enemies. But you just keep rinse and repeat. You hit him while he's down. You know, when the ball falls, you throw the ball into him, kill the ad, and then beat on him until he stands back up. And then try to get out of his way. And once you get him down to about a quarter health, he starts doing this, which I was having a hard time avoiding. I wasn't sure exactly how to get away from that. And there's the slam again. I do believe, like I said, if you jump into the air, you avoid it. Dodge rolling, as you can see, obviously did not help. And I could probably go straight to beating on him, and this fight would have gone a lot faster. But the problem I was having is the ad kept hitting me in the back. It's just, in my opinion, easier just to take in the extra 2 or 3 seconds and hit the ad real quick. And just knock it out of play. So you can avoid that, it's just, you gotta be really quick about it. And if you get out of range of that slam, obviously, like I did there, you don't take damage. But if you're too close, just jump up in the air, like I've been saying, and you should avoid it. If you're playing on the higher difficulties, it definitely will do some damage. I missed that ball, so unfortunately we don't finish the fight here yet. Kind of stuck in the corner for a second. And then, as I went to throw that one, it turned into an ad for the boss. This is a prime example of what I was talking about. You gotta be accurate with these, and you've gotta be quick, because if not, you end up with ads. And I was getting frustrated, so I ended up missing another one, which is beyond annoying, because I wasn't taking my time to line up the shot. I'm out of potions at this point too. I also want to point that out. I never went and bought more potions, so I only had the 2 or 3 that I entered the dungeon with. Here I get smart and summon my ghouls first. And I'm not exactly sure how I healed there, because I didn't think I had a potion left. Maybe I did, but I thought I was out, so I'm not sure. The masher, if you like hammers, that is a great early weapon. It does a decent amount of damage. And that, my friends, is the end of the second dungeon. If, let's see, I think you have to be level 6 or 7 for the masher. I think it's 7. We do end up using it, but I'm still a level, or 2 levels off of being able to use it yet. That concludes the second dungeon though. You just go up here, flip the lever to open the really big gate, so that way the water can flow through to the Maker's Forge. Not the end of the video yet. We still have some talking to do with some people. So, somewhere inside that second dungeon there is a helmet for Karn. I did not find it. I'm not sure where it is. Maybe in New Game Plus we'll try to do more of the side questing and stuff. I don't think I'll do as many videos for New Game Plus, because we, are obviously going through the entire story first time around. New Game Plus, most of those videos are going to be just trying to hit max level, get the best gear I can, and get a build for the Crucible, so I can show off the Crucible. Also, I thought that they were going to be up there, and they weren't, because the Forge is running. I also didn't think, hey, there's lava running through here. Maybe I shouldn't jump off of here. But, yeah, I did anyway. So, the Maker's Forge is now operational. And the blacksmith will be down here now.
It is finished then, at long last. Death, this is a Maker's key, and you had best take it now, before I come to my senses.
You seem more likely to lose them, old one.
A problem, aye. But there is also a solution. The Guardian. Meant to be our greatest weapon, and capable of clearing the forest around the tree. But an earthquake drove us from the foundry, and now I fear something else roams within. The Guardian was never finished.
If the Guardian is your masterwork, how am I to complete him?
In the forest lies another construct, one of the few remaining who have not fallen to corruption. He is not as vast as the Guardian, but his heart is strong. Seek him out, and he will guide you to the foundry. There, you may activate the Guardian using the Maker's key.
The constructs are awakened by a key?
Aye. Constructs do not have a soul like you or I. Not until that soul is given. This key unlocks the stone and prepares it for the ebb and flow of a Maker's life force. In fact, it will bring to life most any construct you find in the realm.
And what makes you think I have a soul, old one?
Isn't that what troubles you?
How will I know when I've found this construct?
Constructs are beings of boulder and stone, animated by a Maker's life force. Most possess but a fraction of a soul, just enough to drive them and give them purpose. But through others course the whole of a Maker's being, his memories and emotions, a story half remembered. Life weighs heavy on us all. Not even stone can bear it.
If wardens can resist corruption, why not use them to cleanse your realm?
Sadly, the wardens were called when the seals were broken. The Maker's toll to be paid at the end war. This warden is all that remains.
Then the seals were broken.
So now we have the Maker key. And the constructs that he was talking about, they come in very handy for certain puzzles and add another layer of complexity to the game. And so one thing you'll notice here is I'm more so going for the necromancy than I am anything else. And the reason for that is because it's a very glass cannon type of build, which fits my playstyle because, like I said in the first video, I am a very high risk, high reward type player. I like to put out a lot of damage, and for that, I sacrifice a lot of defenses and health. Anyway, that being said, this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave some feedback. I appreciate it. Have a great day. Stay safe.